Hey everybody, welcome to LABLect3 Introduction to Seaborn, part of data analyzing and visualization. Today we'll be diving into the topic of Seaborn, a powerful Python library for data visualization, especially useful in data analyzing and visualization. My name is Professor Abul Qasim and I'll be guiding you through this section, which will give us a comprehensive introduction to Seaborn's capability and its practical application. Remember, in data-driven field, which we discuss a lot about that one. Let's move agenda of today's lecture. As usual, what we did for data visualization, we will start just mentioning this part of data visualization and Python library. Then we will part the fourth section of the Python library, which is Seaborn. We will go through that one. And many sort of Seaborn plot type. This is an example, like the categorical, distribution, relational. In the hands-on exercise also, we will dive into those concepts, customizing Seaborn plot, real-world application, and advantages of Seaborn in AI. As I mentioned, this is the lab lectures, Introduction to Seaborn. We are in the data analyzing and visualization section. This part related to visualization we already discussed, and so far we finished NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. Now we will dive into Seaborn, which is a statistical visualization. And previously we already saw basic plotting visualization technique. So what is the, Seaborn? So Seaborn, really powerful, environment. And this Seaborn is a powerful Python library built on top of Matplotlib. It is specifically designed for statistical data analyzing, which make it highly, efficient. This is the top of the Matplotlib, and really that is effectiveness for every analyzing. And that Seaborn particularly useful when we need to create insightful statistical graphics. With its high-level interface, we can create complex visualization with minimum code, which saves time and effort. So really we will have an appealing statistical graphic. So the question comes, why we need Seaborn in data analyzing? Firstly, it offers intuitive and high-level interface. This is the main point, and making easy to use with only a few lines of code. Secondly, Seaborn integrates seamlessly with Pandas. This one with Pandas. This is the third one, data frame, and the second one is enhance. Yeah, this is the aesthetic issue related to beauty. Enhance that one. This is very important for our pre-configured theme, which result in clear, professional-looking visual. So Seaborn data types, here I put some Seaborn plot types, which provide a variety of options, each designed to help us gain different insight from our data. We have some data we try to show by different plots, sometimes relational, categorical, distributed, many normal distributions, some sort of matrix using grid data, distribution data, categorical data, some related data. This is the example. So we will touch for some of hands-on exercise. So here I put, for instance, a relational plot, which is show relation between the variable. So we will see like a scatter plot, line plot. So use case is a scatter plot useful for identify correlation. line plot is for time series. Like categorical plot, we have like bar plot, box plot. Bar plot useful for comparing variable across the categories, but box plot helpful for detect the outlier. We already discussed in my or distribution, like histogram for quick view of the how data spread. KDE is effective for showing underlying pattern. So we will say KDE is like kernel density estimate. So this is the through this line we can create that KDE plot. Matrix plot visualize data in grid structure using the across 2 dimension. Like heatmap useful for correlation matrix and showing for cluster map for showing between similar data point. So customizing Seaborn, we can customize the theme, adding the title through we experience in Matplotlib similar, changing the colors through the set plate, and then some other customization we will do in practical exercise. Seaborn is widely used in the real-world data analyzing project because it simplifies the process of creating insightful visualization. Okay, let's look at some of key application of the Seaborn in various data analyzing workflow. One of the important one is the EDA, exploratory data analyzing. Through EDA, we aim to quickly access pattern and relation within data, which is helpful us to understand data structure and detect any outlier and unusual trends. By using Seaborn plot types, we can efficiently gain insight that guide our next step in data analyzing. So EDA will easily explore data analysis. AI model validation, Seaborn is play a very important role for AI. Visualization allows us to check, distribution relation in our data, helping us ensure that model assumptions are met. For instance, let me give you one example for this case. When we examine whether data is normally distributed or if any pattern may affect model accurately, visualization data distribution can be essential when working with the models, rely on a specific assumption about data. And regarding the insight communication, another point, whether we are preparing a report or presenting findings, Seaborn help us to create professional, easy to understand visualization. These visuals make it is simpler for a stakeholder like company, like institute, dependent government. We call it a stakeholder, to understand complex data point and can be used to highlight trends and result efficiently. One example, like analyzing big data, which is part of our class. So we see visualization, feature distribution for big data set. And finally, advantages of Seaborn. Let's discuss why Seaborn is an excellent choice for data analysis in AI and big data environment. Here are some of the main advantages that make it valuable tools. One is insightful analyzing, right? Seaborn enable this function, allowing us to quickly understand trend patterns and relation in large data set. So that is Seaborn really helpful for that one. Another thing, customizable visualizations. We can adjust color theme layout to highlight a specific, theme colors. So this is very used not only for more informative, but also more visually appealing. This level of customization is helpful for creating presentations that are both clear and professional. And lastly, effective for complex data. Really, this allows us to create detailed, complex visualization with just a few simple commands, making it access to big data without, requiring the extensive coding. This is the point. This is simply our activity, particularly beneficial when they're analyzing multidimensional and high variable data. So this is very great point. Okay, so we done this part. Let's touch for hands-on section. Okay, for hands-on exercise, the Seaborn part, let's start with distribution plot, and we will touch some sort of several key distribution plot in the Seaborn we will cover today. The most common one including this plot, joint plot, pair plot, rock plot, KD plot. Each of these plots serves a different purpose, and by end of this section you will know how to use them efficiently. Okay, let's start importing the Seaborn library through the Google Colabs. Okay, let's go for Colab. Let's open the one new notebook. Then we can put Seaborn distribution plots, and you can press F11, make it bigger. So we need to make import Seaborn as a SNS. So we are going to use inline Matplotlibs. We can also bring other library for now, like pandas, numpy, but for now maybe we don't need, only Matplotlibs inline is enough to bring the. So we need to bring some built-in data set. We need to, now is a connecting, as you always we connect, we imported library. So after importing library, which is now doing great, now there is some built-in data set already built in Seaborn as a default. How we can bring that data set? The data set contain information about total bill, tips, and other detail of some data from a restaurant. So let's simply we make one variable and load that. Let me make it bigger. So this data set already inside Seaborn. I don't bring anywhere from, not neither dataset nor Google Colab or Drive, just built-in dataset. So you can see this dataset, but here's first row of our data looks like. Here we are got column for total bill, tips, and day and other variable like sex of the customer and whether they were a smoker or not. This is our data, they are a smoker or not. So let's do first basic distribution plot. So simply what we can do, SNS means Seaborn, right? And this plot is the first function we can do it. So let's first forget this part and just we will see one distributed data set. We call it total bill. How? Based on the total bill and total bill information here and density. So data is based on the total bill. So this is the based on the total bill. As you can see here, so you can change, for instance, like tip. You can see here you can put another column, for instance, based on the sex. So because you have a two sort of data, it shows like that. For total bill, so this is the total bill, this field. If you use, we can draw KDE. So if you say KDE, like KDE should be KDE true, what would be show? You will fit one curve on data, and we can use some other factor like increasing the number of bins to 40 or 30. Use a more granular look at how total bill, amount of distributed. This is statistical. Let's do another as a joint plot. Let the Seaborn joint plot. You will see, two plots. One is the X, like CX, we will the total bill here, and in tip here. So what does it mean? It means we use two row from here, and here we show here. This will a total bill, this column, and this column tips here. We can use like this by easily joint plot. And type, we could say a scatter. And we will see total here, tip here, and the data would shows like that. We can change the type, for example, like HUX, HEX, sorry. You can see the good thing. Sometimes you will see many type of through the error suggest you like REG, for instance, HEX, like this. You can see REG. So it would be different type. Okay, another one is the which is pair plot. Means you have a lot of pairs plot. See, like based on the tips, you can change another column based data. Then you see the pair plots like that. So this is based on total bill, tips, size, and is a pair one. So repeat it here. You can change type of plot based on HUE. We will add HUE. See HUE and palette cool warm. So very nice data, helpful for understand the data. So type same field of data column, but through the cool warm data. So that would be so main column is based on the size and tip and total, but data inside is based on the sex. So that means this column, and this column used as main axis, but sex use inside data. So mix. How professional you can integrate data together. So Another is a rock plot. Seaborn give you rock plot. So the rock plot usually is draw that is part of coordinate system. You will see rock plot based on that. For instance, here we use the X and Y. But if you use only one data, so you can use like this, also possible. If you make it comment, just if you want only one data, you need to just delete and keep one data only based on the total bill. Then you remove one of them, only total bill. This is also possible. You see that is so you need to put as a tips then you will see the data will be shown this part as a total bill data. So this tips is a data set. Remember that tip means column, but tips means whole data set. Don't confuse. There is other thing we can use for some sort of Gaussian curve. For instance, simply if we use some of KDE. This is better. So some of KDE, then some of KDE. So this would be help us do some, we can plot. So if you make it disable one of them like this, you can draw like this, then combine in a one. This is based on the tip, this is based on the total bill. And then we use the KDE plot. For instance, we can use rock plot, SNS rock plot, rock plot based on the tip. So you will see the data here. This is the rock plot. And put some other, information. So we can do like that. So conclusion, we've covered a variety of distribution plot, each giving us different insight into how data is spread. These visualizations are key to better understanding the underlying pattern in our data. So great. So this part already finished. Okay, let's move on to another section of the Seaborn, which is categorical data plot, part of data analyzing and visualization. Let's check out this hands-on exercise. Okay, another part of the Seaborn categorical data plot. We will dive into several hands-on exercises in this section. Let's make a new Google Colab. Like previous section, we need to make a import the Seaborn. Whenever we make a new, we need to import the library Seaborn as a SNS, and then we need to Matplotlib in. This two is enough for now. If we need it, we will import again. So like before, we need to load in tips dataset, so here saying that we already have too many, existing, so we need to terminate some of them. Okay, if you have others, then let's bring the built-in dataset. So like tips including total bill and other things already. So here is an error because when we close that some dataset, so we need to import again. It's saying the SNS is not defined. Now would be okay now. So let's start with the first Seaborn categorical data, which is bar plot. So SNS bar plot. So it will be show bar chart. So we will do based on the total bill and sex. So here would be like total bill would be here because it is Y, and X is the male and female. So bar plot is like bar chart like this, you will see. Yes, here you are. So let's make it smaller. Now we can use some sort of NumPy, some customized aggregation function such as estimator parameter. Let's change the default function from mean to like standard deviation using the NumPy. Remember std function. So we can import first. We are going to use NumPy. So we do NumPy, and then let's do SNS. So yes, this is exactly what we need. So here you will see that based on the estimator, so it would be similar and data. Now let's use another one, which is count plot. Very similar to bar plot, but instead of aggregating data, it is simply count of data, a number of occurrence of each category. So this will be counting. Only change this part, but it looks like same for count plot. So SNS count plot, so would be same. So we can we have a box plot and another plot. So let's do box plot with like violinplot to manage that one. So first see the box plot. So Seaborn SNS box plot. So it's, you may remember in the Matplotlib we had a box plot, and so this can be changed with using change the box plot with different parameters. Visualize entire data frame by setting up oriented parameters to each. How? We just use the SNS box plot. So box plot, then data as a tips and palette. So like a rainbow. So this is like this. Palette is a rainbow. We can add oriented as a H. It would be horizontal. Now is a vertical. If you say orient, so orient as a H would be horizontal. So we can make a another thing like for violinplot. So we need to SNS as a Seaborn, simply based on the data types. Violinplot, shape looks like this shape of you will see, no, not exactly like this. You will see here is based on data types. Even we can use two sort of for instance, we can add like hue using the sex. So data would be like this, male and female data, and also we can have two put some other data together, showing together, but not this. Maybe if we can insert split here, we put the we will make based on the set data palette. Here is if you use the split through, maybe one not a split through, only this one, you will see. So you can see many sort of. Another we will is a strip plot. A strip plot create a scatter plot where one of the axes is the categorical. It is particularly useful when you want to visualize all data points. Okay, let's start with a simple, a strip plot of the total bill across the days of week. So let's say a strip plot based on, so it's only dot based like this, and we can add a bit of jitter, so then that easier to distinguish if we put the jitter true already here. If we say jitter false, so it's not very clear. But when we say jitter more as a true, then it would be very clear. We can bring some data inside data. For instance, if I put hue, means I can bring the sex data show with this one. You will see two sort of data. Now is one data, for example, female, we can bring the male together, red dot. So here is a true scatter, so data X, so Y, data types, jitter true, and split true, then so maybe here, yeah, it is better put like palette set one, yeah, that is red and blue data. We can use a swarm plot. So this is a swarm plot is similar a scatter plot. A swarm plot similar that one, but it adjusts the point to avoid overlap. So here is data is overlap. If you want to avoid overlap, giving a clear view of data distribution, we will use swarm plot. Let's do swarm plot based on the total bill. So it now is overlap, but when you use the swarm plot, it will be no overlap. See, no overlap. Data would be no overlap. We can combine some Seaborn categorical plot. For example, SNS violin plot, and then swarm plot, SNS swarm. So then we can combine this together. Another we can use a cat plot. So cat plot, the most flexible of categorical plot is a cat plot. It allows you to specify kind parameters to choose type of plot you want to display. So let's show you, for example, SNS cat plot. So just let's do. So oh sorry, this is not cat plot. SNS cat plot. So we will use based on the, for instance, warm, or we can use. So here is the date. See. So this is the based on day. We can use based on the sex, and then you can change it like swarm to the bar through the cat plot. That is very easy to change it. So this is the replace the factor plot with the cat plot. So this is the very useful one. Okay, we finished this one. We explored several types of categorical data plot in the Seaborn, from bar plot, count plot for aggregate view, to box plot and violent plot, and even combining plots like violent plot and swarm plot for richer insight. Each of these plots help you better understand and explore categorical data. Okay, so finish this part. Okay, now let's dive into matrix plot, a part of Seaborn under data analyzing and visualization. Let's do some practical part. So let's load the library first to dive into matrix plot. Matrix plot allows us to visualize data as a color encoded matrix, making it is easier to identify patterns and cluster within data. These plots are often used for showing correlation or hierarchically clustered data. In this tutorial, we will explore Seaborn heatmap or cluster map function. So let's first import Seaborn as a SNS, right? And then, as we did for other Matplotlib inline. So this would be helpful for us to. So it's connecting Python, initializing as you see here. So it's connected. So then we will work some data set of Seaborn. We use tips for previous. Now we will add one more data set, which is flight data, contain information about number of passengers for various months and years. Let's load data. So flights, this is the built-in load dataset float, and then as well as you may remember tips data. So we load both. So if you want to check tips, you may remember we will set tips head we will see data, and we want to see the flight data built in. Flights. So you will see this is the flight information. Okay, we are going to make a heat map. Heat map is visualizing data in the matrix form with a color representing value in each cell. This makes it easy to identify pattern and relationship in a data. So heat map based with the data in matrix form. So we have a tip data set and flight data set. We want to calculate correlation matrix. Means correlation means means together, relation between field to field and column by column using correlation function with CORR function. We will relation between the numerical column in data set. We are going to do data manipulation, right? So we need to use pandas. But when we want going to the numerical number, this is the number, this is number is okay. This is number, but this is the string. So we need to convert to number. We need to convert this string to number, right? So number means we will use 201, some number for female, male. And one sex will be convert sex male, sex female, 2 column with a number. So we need to convert it. So first we are going to data manipulation. Remember, for data manipulation, we need to import pandas, right? Import pandas as a PD. Then we need to change here sex is a not number. We need to make it number. To make a number, we will use tips, means our tips data set. Using PD function, we will use get dummies. Get. So for get dummies, convert that specific column. Which column? Let's start for column. We can do one by one. For example, one for sex, one for a smoker, one for day, one for times. We have a time, right? All of them we can do, or one by one. Only remove this, repeat the line. Again, put a smoker, day, so 4 line. Instead of 4 line, we will do within 1 line. So convert this column to the numerical representation using one hot coding encoding system. So here a smoker and days, time, size is number, so no need. Only this 4. So 4 we will convert it to the number. When you convert it, we need to. It is better. So here, because we need to this error set data when we import pandas. So we need to again, load dataset, tips dataset here, because that loading will be clean. So when you load dataset again and then convert, because it should be convert from some data. So after loading again, I think problem will be solved. Yes, good job. I want to see tips head, because here through this one we already saw. What would be the result? This string data set will be 2 part. We will see this convert to 2 parts, which is a numerical number. See, text 2, text a smoker, because we have a smoker, yes or no. So then depend on the data set, because we don't have a yes, it will false, all is true. Day, this is the day, time, lunch and dinner. Day, dinner and day, and then so this data is a new data. What we can do, we can turn off this one and then go for selection. We can select this column, not all column or some column. This is dependent on what we need to choose. Some specific time, or if you don't select a specific column, all column will be selected. So if you put, so if you want to make it without selection, means we do show like all columns here, many column here. Just I want to do correlation tips core. You will see this is correlation matrix. But if you want to choose some of them, you can choose. How you can choose? For instance, you use tips as a tips. You can choose, for example, tip and size. So tip and size, only two. You will see only two tip and size, 4 to 4. See, if you say, okay, I want to sex female, right? I need to see first I need to see the column name. So this is the column name. So this is the, for instance, smoker yes, smoker no. So smoker yes, smoker no. Then you will see 4 to 4 correlation. Then simply you can make a heat map like Seaborn heat map. So you will see colorful value, and also what can do here, we can make a CMap swarm, or before that, if you don't use this one, it will be all selected, right? So all column. Then heat map would be very bigger. See, heat map is like that. We can enhance heat map by adding color map. How? We can add color map like CMap, like cool warm, and then we can also display actual correlation value inside. This has a value, each color presented some value. We can display that with annotation, annote, then true. We will see number inside. You will see the correlation number inside. We can use color map using Mega. So Mega, this is magma. So that would be, maybe this is, so we can do, so let's false, and you can make more dramatical. You can use many sort of other, like a cluster map. So through the cluster map Seaborn, like using the magma, it will be a hierarchical part like this. We can use change to the standard scale, standard scale like 1. So any other change we can put. So great. So we will explore two powerful visualization tools today, which is heat map and cluster map. heatmap for plotting data in the matrix form, and cluster map identify a cluster within data. These plots are great for identifying pattern, correlation, relation in our dataset. So we dive into, deeper into clustering when we explore, machine learning techniques. This would be very useful. Okay, so we done this section. Thank you. Now, let's dive into hands-on exercise for regression plot. So this is very powerful tools for visualization relationship between the variables, via regression plot. Specifically, when we are going to focus to like implot function, which is allow us to create linear regression plot. This is very useful for artificial intelligence, machine learning. This split them based on the feature of category. This function is quite flexible and is excellent way to get quick insight into how two variables might be related. So let's dive right into this function. And first of all, we need to import Seaborn library and then some tips dataset. So let's go for that. So we are now in the new Google Colab. So this is the regression plot for the Seaborn, right? We need to import the library, import Seaborn as a SNS. Then Matplotlib as a inline. Then we need to bring dataset, tips dataset. We need to load it through the, you may remember this is the, so we need to delete some of them. Okay. Then we need to do some implot function. This function is used to create linear regression plots showing relation between two variables. For example, we want to regression between total bill and tips. How to do? Simply Seaborn we need to LABLect3. So this will be the many line. Regression means we have as many dot data. How we find the best line which is fit to data. For instance, if our data is like this, many data this way, so regression would be in the middle. The distance of each data to line should be minimum. So if your data is like distributed this way, so the regression of this would be this. This is the meaning of regression. You already know in mathematics, right? So we will see. So here we use the hue as a sex. So if you remove this, you will not see many line like that. So if you remove this one, you will see only total here, tip here, total bill here, and only one sort of data. When you add this one, make it separated, and which one is the male or because through the sex data we will divide the data. So we can add the already a category for separation, we can customize it through we already put the cool warm. Without that, you see when you don't see this part, then you cannot see the effect of cool warm. Palette would be like that. We can use with some sort of different markers. So all is the circle. We can make it implot some, for example, female with a triangle, male with a dot. Then in that case, simply we can use Seaborn. Seaborn is a very advanced mplot. So let's use using the data. Okay, for let's say if you want to see this, let's one by one change it. So we will have two different. Maybe before we go for that one, I want to show marker. So markers, then we can use like with them and like two different, like this is I guess we need to put it sex hue. Yes, so female but triangle. So this is we already tried to using the grid. When we use the call, if we can change, we will change. So this is we need to have this one to see the result correctly. So we can also define this is column as a sex. We can use rows for that one. We can add, for example, here is the sex male and female total bill. We can bring, for example, a smoker, yes and no. Then we will have 4 figures, female or male, a smoker, yes, no. So will be 4. How? We will just add, this is the column, we will add the row. Then row smoker, right? It will be come 2 tables, see here. So a smoker, yes, sex male, a smoker, yes, sex female, a smoker, no, sex female is like that, very wonderful and easy, very advanced and very friendly. Okay, let's finish with last parameters. Let's say height. For instance, if you put height 4, let's see what's the change. So you can change if you put 1, it will be smaller. See, let's say, for example, 5. There is another parameter which is called aspect parameter. Control the ratio of the width to height. So width to height. So when we say like aspect is 1, means width and height of each plot are equal, making plot closer to a square shape. you will see like a square shape. But when we put aspect 10, this increased the width significantly compared to the height, resulting in a long and narrow plot. Yes. Okay. Let's recap our lesson on regression plot using the LABLect3. We already explored how to create basic regression plot, customize marker, use the grid to separate the data by categorical feature. Seaborn's LABLect3 is powerful tools for quickly visualizing relationship between variable and uncovering trends in our data. So very great. Now we finished the Seaborn. With finishing Seaborn, we already covered NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, finally Seaborn. So we finished data visualization and data analyzing. Okay, thank you very much.